everyone's go-to, honestly, because I think if this was set at $100, $200, I think everyone would have one. Well, it finally happened. Kind of. It's the Puffco Pivot. Let's take a look. What's up, everybody? It's Robert the Stonerd, and I'm here today with the new Puffco Pivot. For those of you that don't know, the Puffco Pivot is Puffco's newest concentrate smoking device. It's very portable. As you can see, it's very small. What they've done is they've taken their 3D chamber and they've shrunken it. Put it on top of a battery, threw a mouthpiece on it, and it fucking rips. As far as what I think about the device, I've had it for about a week now, I guess, maybe a little bit longer, and except for filming a couple videos, I haven't used my Proxy or my Peak Pro. Honestly, I've been trying to smoke out of this as much as I can for this video, and just because honestly, the hype is real, guys. Like, this thing gets me fucking high as shit, like fucking high, with very small product used. It reminds me of when I first got into Puffco, honestly, because I realized then that I was just throwing away dabs, and I kind of feel the same way now because I'm barely using any and I'm getting super fucking high. The device itself does have technically 6 temperature settings if you count the Easter eggs, but for the sake of this review, we're just going to focus on the main ones. That being said, it's going to be blue, right, your lowest setting at 500. Green, I know the light's kind of making the lights kind of weird, but there we go. Green at 520. Red at 540. And then your final one, white, at 585. They don't really list the temperatures, but I just want to throw that out there for the people that are trying to dial in for their own specific taste. The device itself, even though it works really well, it's pretty basic in its design. It's going to be just a battery and then the chamber with a mouthpiece. It keeps it very small and very discreet, which I absolutely love. As far as portability goes, it's just essentially taken over everything. I used to use my Proxy as a daily driver, my Peak at home, just because of the portableness of the Proxy, but this outshines it by far. I like that it has a quicker startup time at 12 seconds compared to the 28 seconds of a Proxy. I know that kind of seems low, but when you're in a rush, or you're trying to stay discreet somewhere, those short startup times really help. It has the same runtime of the Proxy at 45 seconds, so that's kind of good. And of course, if you're done with your hit before that, you can just hold the button down and it shuts it off, and you're good to go. Just like any other Puffco product, it's easy to clean, right? As in between hits, you just pop open the mouthpiece, get a cotton swab in there, and swab it around, and you're good to go for the next hit. For deep cleaning, it's still super easy. Just like all other Puffco devices, with this one, you're just going to take the 3D chamber and mouthpiece off of the battery and dunk this whole thing in 91% or higher ISO for about 10 minutes. Now, I do like the new light design that the Pivot has. I feel like it's much cleaner, but not only that, I feel like it gives you more information. Obviously, when you double tap it to start, just like any other Puffco product, it starts to warm up. But as it's doing that, you can't really tell because of the glare off, but the light gets brighter up the Pivot as the thing heats up. Then the same thing goes as if the hit is going, the light gets dimmer as the heat time runs off. And just like any other Puffco device, you can double tap it to extend the time a little bit and then bump up the heat a little bit. Boost it is what they call it, and it bumps up the temperature about 10 degrees. Another thing that I like is that because it's so small, it's easier to conceal. Again, it's for that discretion that I love, especially again living here in a legal, Puffco's own goal was to keep people away from carts, and because carts are easy, right? They're quick, they're concealable. right? They're easy to get in places that you normally can't smoke, so that's why people prefer them, right? And this replaces all that for me, honestly. Yeah, I have to carry around a jar of hash or something, but I mean, I prefer that over smoking whatever they're putting in these vapes from these companies because, again, so I don't know what they're putting in them. As far as discretion goes, one of the things that I do wish they would have added, I don't know if they can because of the how small this device is. Maybe the microchip can't even handle it. But essentially, what I would like is more of like an invisible mode, like with the peaks, where you can tap it 4 times and it shuts off the LEDs, so that way you can hit it in the dark and not have any raise any suspicions. Because this light bar is kind of, I mean, even though it's thin, it's very long. It lights up very bright in the dark. So if like I'm in somewhere where I should like in a bar or movie theater or just anywhere essentially in the dark, you know what I mean, or anywhere where I don't want people to know I'm smoking, this is the light definitely gives you away. Now Puffco did release some accessories for sale along with the Puffco Pivot, one of them being a travel case. As far as the travel case goes, though, I did not pick it up because I feel like having that in my pocket directly contradicts what I'm looking for as far as discretion goes. If I have this in my pocket only, I can throw a USB cable on here or lightning cable on here, and I can make it look like a power bank, right? But not if it's also in a box with a jar of hash and a hot knife, right? But if you're not worried about discretion like I am because of where you live, or you just something doesn't bother you, I would definitely pick it up, because this thing, while it does snap on pretty tight and you do have to pull kind of hard to get it open, it has opened in my pocket. I do keep it upright in my pocket though, so I haven't had any issues with my rosin collecting lint or anything falling out and collecting lint or anything like that. No, I just kind of like feel it into my pocket that it's open. I just close it back up. It's only happened a couple times though, out of I don't know, hundreds of times that it's been in my pocket now at this point. So I mean, that is a good thing. I do see. As far as charging it goes, it did come in at 1 hour and 5 minutes for me. That was from battery dead to full charge when the light turns off. I feel like the Proxy is a little bit faster in charging, which is kind of strange because I believe the Proxy is just a larger battery. But that's maybe I'm wrong. But I could have sworn that the Proxy came in at like half an hour to 45 minutes for full charge. I haven't looked it up, but I guess I could, but I'm not going to. Every hit that I've taken out of this has been super smooth, whether it be on the blue setting, which was a 500 degrees, all the way up to the white, which is 585. Me personally, I usually take dabs around the 510, 520 degree range. So I mean, it's that white, even on the white, it does not burn. It's a pretty smooth hit. It's full as far as clouds go, they are pretty milky, if that's what you're looking for. And I mean, every temperature setting has gotten me blown. Like this is green setting right here, one hit. So as you can see, another accessory they included for sale was this glass rig adapter. It has its own 3D chamber in it, which I think is helpful because right now I can just load it as is, and then once I'm ready, I can just easily, snap the battery on here and it's good to go. Usually when I tried to first do it with this thing attached, it is a little bit clumsy and it feels weird, so it's just easier to do it this way now and preload it and then snap it on. That being said, I haven't been able to get the full hits on this thing that I have been getting on just this. It might be user error. Maybe I'm not chugging hard enough, or maybe I'm still pulling too hard, because that can be a thing with Puffco products if you're not aware. But I'm just not getting the same amount of clouds that I would be getting with just a random mouthpiece. So if you have any tips on that, I'd be more than welcome to them. As far as the price goes, this comes in at $130, which is almost exactly where I expected the price to be when they first announced this device. If you saw my opening clip, I did state that if they had dropped the price of the Puffco proxy to approximately those price ranges, that everyone would have one. If the Puffco website is any indicator, and all my smoke shops in my area and the ones that I follow online are any indicator, yeah, it seems to be everyone's picking them up because it's hard to get. I've seen smoke shops already go through 2, 3 re-ups on their Puffco devices and just selling out immediately or over the weekend. Obviously, that is anecdotal, right? So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Puffco just never releases their numbers as far as their sales go. As far as I'm aware, I don't think I've ever seen anything when they've come out with new releases on what their sales are. But if that changes, or is that something they do, maybe we can take a look. But I believe like this is probably far outselling the proxy at this point. We do have to talk about the battery though. As far as the battery life goes, it is pretty short. It is really small, I think even for me. I mean, I wasn't expecting proxy levels, but I mean, I was expecting a little bit more than what it's giving me, honestly. That being said, I wouldn't use this as a all-day device, right? I would probably take this along with me with my proxy, and use my proxy as an all-day device, and then take this wherever I need actual discretion, just so I can preserve the battery life on this. Now, as far as discretion goes, I have put it to the test. Not the full test that I wanted to, because there are some places I want to check, like the bar. But I mean, I've stuck my proxy in the bar, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. And then Six Flags. But I didn't get there in time. The weather's been kind of hot in November because I live in, But I was able to take a hit at the grocery store. I was able to take a hit at work. And I was even able to take a hit at the mall. As far as my overall thoughts go, again, I do love the discreetness of it, the small size, the portability, the low price tag. That's gonna appeal to a lot of people too. Battery life is kind of short, right? And I wish it was a little bit longer. But I mean, honestly, that's probably the only negative I have besides the light. I mean, and the light, maybe they can fix it in the update or something, or future version. Who knows? But that would be cool. Again, I like the quick startup times. It does give pretty good sized clouds if that's what you're looking for. Great flavor if that's what you're looking for. It gets me high if that's what you're looking for. So it for me, it hits all the check boxes. I was thinking this was something I was going to be able to take into a festival, right? Instead of my proxy, because having the big proxy in my pocket compared to this does feel a little bit cumbersome now. But if I were to take this into a festival, I would need a way to charge it, because there's no way it would last a whole day compared to like the proxy that does. So this is more something like small outing to the park, or just like something quick and easy on the go. If you were on the fence about picking up a Puffco product, I would start here. Honestly, it hits all the check marks that I would have been looking for. Easy to use, easy to clean, affordable, gets the job done, and it's discreet. Like I said in my proxy review, with the price tag where it is, I definitely think everyone should have one, whether you're someone just barely getting into concentrates or you are an OG hash head. I definitely think it's worth its price tag. So with that being said, guys, I hope you like my review. I definitely enjoyed smoking out of this thing to get you the information that you guys needed for this review, because that's just what a Stonerd does. Have a nice day.